Friendships between women start the same way as friendships do in general. As infants, we begin to be selective over who we giggle, tease, and pay attention to. As kids, we become slightly more sophisticated as we become more exposed to different types of people, but generally our methods of making friends are pretty simplistic. Things change, however, when we go through those turbulent teenage years because our methods of making and keeping friendships become more complicated and intense. It's not nearly as simplistic as emotions run high when trying to make friends at this stage. Now, according to researchers Davis and Todd, their theory on friendships essentially involve 8 characteristics. The first one being that friends enjoy each other's company, which essentially states that the enjoyment gotten from an activity will be amplified when a friend is there. This is especially true for women, and we revel in this because mundane things like getting your nails done or your hair done or going shopping is almost a cultural thing that women exclusively enjoy these things when they do them together. Acceptance is the second characteristic, one that permeates through all types of relationships because of how important and necessary it is for us human beings as social creatures. From adolescence to teenagers, all the way up to adulthood, it never goes away in terms of importance. Trust here is referring to whether or not your friend is reliable, and whether or not you can count on that person, as in that person is known to be consistent and dependable. Respect is more of a foundation for human interaction, period, so it almost goes without saying that this is very crucial for developing and maintaining friendships, no matter who it's between. Mutual assistance is the 5th characteristic in Davis and Todd's theory, and this is where friends feel the need to help each other. This sort of thing can include the boring stuff like helping your friend move or planning for a party, or helping your friend study. You do it because you do this and most things for your friend. Confiding is a big one here when it comes to friendships, especially between women, since communication is the most defining aspect of female relationships and friendships, period. The confiding and sharing of emotional happenings between women is almost a stereotype. It is very important. Understanding is the last of the characteristics, and it's reassurance that your friend isn't judging you and is here to help. This is another big part of friendships between women because it involves a lot of verbal communication and also the ability for women to be vulnerable around each other, which is something very integral to friendships between women compared to other types of friendships. Now, not all friendships are alike, but the closer the friendship is between women, the more they essentially feel like sisters and start to do many things together. Some even feeling comfortable enough to say I love you after a phone conversation, or just in general, which isn't as common in other friendships. When friendships between women enter what's called the intimate affection stage, they also start to call each other endearing names and sometimes have no problem insulting each other. They also interact more readily with each other's friends, and they place more emphasis on small talk and other nuances in verbal communication. This includes things like talking at a faster rate and having a greater variety of topics discussed, to name a few. So, in closing, these are the things that constitute friendships between women, the stages of friendships, and which ones especially relate to ones between women more than other types of friendships. If I learned one thing in studying interpersonal communication this semester that I can see myself applying in my own communication with others, it would be that becoming more comfortable with the complexity of female friendships and going along with certain things that to me are nearly stereotypical and boring, like getting your nails or your hair done, or being more open about private matters, and understanding that these things are essential when bonding with women is important, and it's something that I will start to do actually in my everyday life. Thank you.